not today, 'cause they're gonna wash away. They're gonna wash away.
While disgruntled teachers argue about why scientists decided to kill Pluto, my pen wonders things like, did Mary ever really forgive God for letting them crucify her most precious son? See, fixing scars deep inside is a little more complicated than washing black oil from little birds with Dawn dish detergent like the commercials. Soul cleansing is a little bit more complicated. See, my pen is like ibuprofen without the liver damage for your pain. It's like soup for a cold, sort of like lemon tea for a sore throat. See, these sharp words shine, for they were cut by a diamond tongue. I've witnessed courts that meant well in protecting children's welfare, while these days, I thank God for the love my mother's leather belt had to offer. She once said to me, if you love something, you have to love it enough to hurt it. I'm glad her belt taught me something instead of a stranger's gun. Have you ever wondered why dreams are as close to reality when you're in them than when you're awake and in shock? Well, my pen does. See, when I was young, I used to love playing with toys, but now my pen is like my Snake Eyes G.I. Joe action figure with the kung fu grip that I never got, so I just kick ass with it. I write scriptures, not poems that pierce through ignorance like shark teeth do curious scuba divers. My pen is like Mexican hot sauce on a swearing 2-year-old tongue. I married poetry. Till death do us part, and even after I die, they'll write a poem about me, so you tell me how deep that love is. Have you ever stared at the sun without fear of blindness? Has a star ever blew a kiss at you? Has God ever touched the ink on your notebook? Because if he did, then you must be my twin. Because my tongue is like a skilled knitter, carefully weaving a poetic rhythm with every breath, so imagine what my words can do. I see colors that only blind people can see with this pen. I willed it from tears to laughter, from pain to inspiration. If your wrist ever moved without you knowing it, do you fools not realize that God is with you at this moment? With the right patience, bravery, and stupidity, you can surely climb a mountain. But it only takes me 5 minutes to move them with this ink. I cried a long time when I couldn't forgive myself for my trespasses, as God forgave those who trespass against me. Ironically, poetry isn't about the moons and the stars. It's about the windows that you look at them through. These eyes have seen storms that will make Jupiter's core quiver. If you don't believe me, then why does this poem feel closer to your heart rather than your imagination? Have you ever cried until God kissed your tears with the wind and gave you a moment of clarity? Rid you of your pain through hidden messages in your day. I wish that I could speak the real king's language so I can really rip this poem open. But if you can, answer me this. Have you ever wished that it was you that God took away instead? That your sins be paid in full here so that you may have a chance to go to heaven. Well then, this poem is for you. This poem is for the boy that watched his mother bleed out in a white tub full of pink blood. For the bully that hurt so bad that everyone else's pain is the only thing that can comfort him. For the school grad that wished he had followed his dreams instead of playing it safe and cries at night because now what makes his heart dance feels like an ice age away. For the mother that never thought she had to bury her children before their first teen birthday. For the son that hates all women because his father taught him how to. You see, I write for these children that confuse condoms for promise rings.
Bring that back. Bring that back.
This poem is for my back alley dumpster babies.
You got it.
That didn't mean to cry, but they couldn't help but being hungry. Why'd you do it, Mom? For my foster kids that were taken away from their abusive parents only to be abused by government-paid strangers instead. This This is for my welfare 80s babies with the face-to-face letters to get free school lunch. Where you at? This poem is for my mother, who besides all her imperfections is the one that comes closest to God's love to me. Let this poem enter your soul like the smile from your dad when you got an A in the subject you struggle with most in school. And let it settle in like your favorite movie ever, the second time you watched it. You see, I write to stay alive because my pen is a love-dub beat directly connected to my heart, so the day this pen stops moving, I guess I'll finally get to meet my ghostwriter, the holy kind. You see, I mean it when I say, till death do us part.
Yes, sir.
I got troubles, Lord, but not today. 'Cause they're gonna wash away. They're gonna wash away.